What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Controversy Lab.
Well, controversy's key.
I'm your host, LaKale House.
I am RTJ.
What are we talking about today for the people?
Women lie. Women lie. Numbers don't. Women lie.
Today we're going to be talking about how to find out if your girlfriend is cheating. Right? So today is going to be a very controversial topic, but I think it's important for us to discuss how you know if that chick cheating on you, bro. You know what I'm saying? So this is empowerment for brothers, and the whole point is we want to make sure that we increase the rate of black love, black families, black togetherness. So how to find out if your lady is cheating. So yes. In this episode, we're actually going to be calling in to some of our female counterparts to get their insight on how you brothers can know if your lady is cheating. So it's not just from our perspectives, but we will start off on your perspectives. How do you think you know if your girl cheating?
Honestly, I'm not going to be one of those guys to be like, yeah, I know immediately this is that. If she just feels weird, I really don't know, but you will get a gut feeling
right
of if your girl is cheating.
So what comes after the gut feeling? Because I'm pretty sure most people that are watching this episode will be like, well, damn, give me the skinny. Like, how do we know for a fact when she cheating?
That's the thing. Like, it's just you have to start lining things up. And I'm gonna say this: you get that gut feeling. You at that moment, you have to make a decision. Do you really want to go down this rabbit hole?
See, Rodney ain't getting no solid answer. He's like, "Oh, but you get the gut feeling." People want to
because there is no solid answer when it comes to like knowing if somebody's cheating.
Oh my God, I thought Rodney. You know what? See, but we got to remember, Rodney's been married for 20 years, and his wife is a solid woman. So Rodney doesn't really have any. Don't look like that on camera because the camera captured that, brother. You talk about you be getting in trouble, you get yourself in trouble, man. You gotta.
I gotta learn how to have my faces on camera.
Yeah, man, that was terrible. Yeah, but with that being,
cheers to you,
I'll have to cut that out.
Cheers to you, boo. No, leave it in there.
Hold on. Yeah, so I will say one key factor that I think I know is women switch up. They start doing shit differently. You know what I'm saying? So
I got it. I got one.
They just start doing shit differently. You know what I'm saying? Here's one thing that women always do. Where my phone at? Can't find my phone. One thing they do, right?
Take my phone.
So most women, they take their phone, right? They leave it face up. You know what I'm saying? When they're good, you solidly first meet them. What happens when they start messing around? What do they do?
Yeah.
That's the first thing. That phone's turned over flat.
Here's another thing. When she's done arguing,
that's another thing.
If she's like she doesn't argue no more.
If your woman don't even argue no more, you be like, well, I don't like this. Okay. The fuck you mean okay, bitch?
Yeah, that's
fuck you mean okay?
And when she's at the okay mode like you are, nah.
What about when she starts coming home late? Could be just extra hours at the job.
That's what I was about to say. So that's real iffy. If she has a new job, it depends on if and that's where it's real iffy. If she has a new job and her job calls for hours, but here's the catch with that. You have to see who she's at work with.
Right.
Let's be honest, if the nigga look better than you.
Don't no nigga look better than me. That's how you should feel too. Have confidence in yourself. But with that being said, so with that being said, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna actually phone in some of our counterparts' female perspective. So what we think doesn't really fucking matter, right? Because most guys, we're gonna see it from our perspective, and we're gonna be like, oh, we think we know everything. Here's the key with why we want to bring women into this conversation. The key point is because of this, right?
Okay.
Women cheat better than men. A woman will cheat her whole life, and you Negroes will never fucking know.
And her friends are better at helping her with it.
Exactly. So here's one thing I learned when I was 15 years old, and we'll go to the call center, start talking to some of our counterparts, right? I remember my first job ever was I was a bar back. So I was a utility at a restaurant, at a bar, and I'm washing dishes. And I'll never forget, the GM came in. All of our merit position people were women. And so typically I would have been out on my rounds filling up the bar with ice, but all my stuff I did it early, right? So I'm in the kitchen and I hear these women talking, and all of them are married, and they're giving each other advice on how to cheat, and they didn't know I was in the kitchen. I was like 15 years old. They didn't know I was in the kitchen listening.
They probably knew, but just like you're 15, you don't really give a shit.
Well, no, it's because what I'm saying is typically during that time, I would have been out on the floor. I wouldn't have been in the kitchen washing dishes, but I was in the kitchen washing dishes because that's my primary duty, restock the bar. So I was doing extra stuff outside of the bar. I wasn't in the kitchen. I walked in on the conversation. So as I walked in on the conversation, she's like, the manager is like, oh, he'll know. She was like, no. Let me tell you, I've been with my husband for this many years. She was like, let me tell you something. When I cheat, She was like, here's what you never do. She said, you never come home and take a shower. And you never take a shower where you cheat at because you're going to come home smelling like soap. You'll come home smelling fresh. And if you come home and jump straight in the shower, you'll get caught. She was like, well, how do you cheat? Never forget. Swear to God. She was like, every single time I cheat on my husband, I go right home right away and have sex with my husband.
Yep, I've heard that.
How fucking disgusting is that, bro? So what I'm saying is most men, you're not going to pick up on the fact that she came home and had sex with you. The only thing you're going to focus on is, man, she put it on me tonight. But this is what I'm getting at. Women are better at cheating. So we're gonna call into some people. We're gonna call into our counterparts. We have a couple of females that we know.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, disclaimer: these women are not cheaters. So we're not sitting here saying that every woman we're calling are cheaters. But what are you showing? What are you doing?
Calling her up
on your phone, dude.
It is gonna be my phone. Same thing.
So we're gonna call in to one of our counterparts. Who's up first?
First person we're gonna call is Maggie P.
You got to give her last name, bro.
Yeah, I think it's P. P is the.
We're just gonna say Maggie.
Hello.
Hey, Maggie, what's going on? Thanks for calling. This is Rodney. Oh, I gave my full name. This is RTJ from Controversy Lab. Hey, so today's topic right now is how good are women at cheating?
Right.
And you have some perspective about this thing?
Okay, I'll take it away because Rodney is struggling with these talking points.
I'm terrible at this.
Oh, my God.
I'm terrible at
All right,
this.
so Maggie, welcome to the show. So the first question we have for you is, what is one telltale way to tell if your woman is cheating?
Just not being able to get in touch with her when you need her.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. So when you say not get in contact with her when you need her, you mean like calling the phone and she just doesn't pick up?
Right. I mean, I wouldn't say women act much different from a guy that's cheating, but I mean the basics, you know, she's out, supposed to be somewhere, you calling, you can't get in touch with her, or, you know, always with a certain friend, you gotta hit up the friend to find out what y'all was doing for the day. I mean, I don't know if men have that gut instinct or that intuition like women do when their mate is cheating, but usually if it don't sound right, it ain't right.
Well, thank you for the insight. We really appreciate the intel. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate the tidbits. And again, by no wise are we saying that the person that we're calling in is a cheater. But we appreciate you for calling in the Controversy Lab. All right, cool. So we're going to call to the next caller to call in to see if she has some insight for us.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on, Angel? This is Controversy Lab calling you in to get your insight about how you feel about if you can help us with this topic. Today we're talking about how to tell if your significant other is cheating. So we had one caller that told us that, you know, maybe sometimes she's not available as she normally is. She doesn't answer the phone. She gave, which is some good insight, but I know you can give us super, super in-depth details as to what to expect with how do we know if our woman is cheating.
It sounds like somebody's experienced in this field.
I have never cheated on anybody on purpose. Maybe by mistake, by accident, but never on purpose. Okay. Now it's just
So to your own admission, you have.
Okay, this is not about her. Okay, this ain't.
I mean, she gave the information
It was
up.
RTJ. This
She
ain't
gave
about
the
her.
information up.
You get back on topic. So
All right, let's go.
So let's go. So give us some idea how we can tell if our lady's cheating.
Okay, first off, you got to get into why women cheat. First off, most women cheat for personal gain and not just financial gain. Mentally, emotionally, comfort, anything of that nature that they can personally gain from another individual is pretty much why women cheat. Women are scheduled creatures, whether anybody wants to believe it or not. We have a routine that we stick by. When women start going off the track from their routine or like certain things that they do, that's one of the telltale signs. Sexually is another way you can tell if your woman is cheating. Things that she may have done before may not be getting done because she may be doing it with somebody else.
Oh, that's a painful one.
Yeah.
I think for most guys, that's the first like inkling. Like if they can't feel it, like spiritually, like that's the first thing. Like, oh man, like she doesn't do this anymore. She doesn't do that anymore. Like what's going on? Is she cheating? Give us some more. See, these are some great. This is some great insight. Give us a couple more.
This one's very, very in depth.
Going out more than normal. A lot of women, find people to cheat with going out. It's been like that for a long time. Like, okay, if she don't normally hang out with her homegirls on Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Friday, now all of a sudden it's a girls' night on Wednesday, and then they turn back around and do it again on Friday, and she cheating with her homegirls. It's helping her cheat. So,
no other podcast where you get this kind of intel, this kind of information to help you guys know if your lady's cheating and how to fix it. And again, this is not about throwing nobody under the bus. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day,
please tell me more.
Okay, so we're gonna double back. We got one more caller. To touch base with.
Speaking from experience,
of course not.
I am, but I'm not at the same time. Again, a lot of women don't just cheat sexually, though. A lot of women cheat for other reasons. Just like I feel men also cheat for other reasons, not just sexually. So, yeah. So I don't want nobody to be like, oh, she's a cheater.
No, of course not. We've already given the audience that disclaimer to say that just because someone calls in and gives insight does not necessarily mean they're a cheater. A lot of times you have women that have friends that have cheated and may confide in them, and or may have been hanging out with friends that were cheaters and may have tried to coach them into saying, why don't you just be straightforward with your partner? Because there's guys that I know that say they can never see themselves being committed to one woman. They just have to cheat. And it's like I have coached them like, dude, well, how about you be into polygamy, or how about you be into an open relationship? And they don't want to go for that. They want to pretend like they're into monogamy. So I know insight from.
We talked about that before.
Yeah. I know the insider from a man's perspective. It doesn't necessarily mean that I'm a cheater, right? But we definitely appreciate it. We're gonna.
I appreciate all that.
Ronnie over here licking his lips like, hell yeah, tell me more. I want to know more. Appreciate you, Angel. Thank you. Love you, girl.
You're gonna be looking at everybody like, oh, she a cheater. She out here doing something.
I already did that. So you ain't nothing. I already did that.
All right, Angel. All right, thank you, babe. We'll give you a call back.
All
right, guys. We got the last caller. This is my player partner. You know what I'm saying? Has been there with me and coached me through a lot of issues. This is my personal therapist, Miss Charlotte, my personal therapist.
What's good?
Welcome to the show. We actually have to have
welcome.
We have to have a whole segment where you're actually in the studio, because I'm telling you, Charlotte is one of my favorite people on the whole planet.
Thank you.
Without a shadow of a doubt, she's the bomb.
Jealous.
She's the bomb.com. She's my favorite person. So today on this episode, we're talking about how to tell if your woman is cheating. Now, mind you, me and Charlotte, this is my number one go-to when I've been in rough, tumultuous relationships. Right? I've called her. And me and this woman we've hashed it out for hours on end about relationships. And this is where I get most of my knowledge from. This is my Yoda, right? So tell us, Charlotte, how can you tell if your woman is cheating?
Well, I'm not going to give away honesty. No, I'm just playing. So one way, honestly, women are, it's habit of nature. You know what I mean? So we do the same things in relationships, especially if things are going well. So when you notice changes, so like if all of a sudden I'm trying to hang out with my homegirls and I ain't never tried to hang out with my homegirls, you might want to pay attention to that. If all of a sudden I'm always busy, because women are different from men. We make time in a way men don't always make time. So for me, if I all of a sudden don't have time, you might want to question that. Another, depending on the age of the women are very sexual creatures.
Right.
So if I'm always in your face and all over you, then all of a sudden I'm good and I can just go to sleep and cuddle. Somebody else following up in that thing. Those are probably the main ways to tell if she's cheating. But for me, I'm gonna tell you, the Leo in me is a different type of person. So for me, if you ask a question, just be sure you want the true answer.
Most definitely.
Because I'm gonna be honest with you, and House knows that. So it's one of those things. If you don't really want to know, don't ask. But the main ways, if you're just trying to figure it out, if habits are not the same, so if she's changing the way she's moving, I mean, pay attention, because women, we it's harder for us to hide it than it is for a man.
Right.
it's natural for men. It sucks. It's natural for most men to cheat and just hide it and act like the world is regular, because you know it's what men do. It
Right.
sucks, but it's what men do. But for women, unless you're just a complete savage, her habits will change and her physical will change.
So here's
Those are the main ways.
So here's one question I want to ask you. What about breaks? What about if a woman comes to you and says, hey, you know what? This relationship's getting kind of heavy. You know, I'm kind of stressed out. I want a break. How do you feel about breaks? You think a woman asking for a break necessarily means that she wants to cheat? Because I know most guys that watch this podcast will probably get to this podcast thinking, oh, my God, she wants a break. Maybe she's cheating. Is she not cheating? What do you say to fellas like that may be curious, like, is she cheating if she says she wants a break?
In some situations, absolutely. But I don't think that, from experience, I don't think that's across the board. I mean, you know, I've been in a situation to take a break, and it had nothing to do with anybody else. It had to do with, you know, I had to make myself happy. I had to figure out what was going to make me happy, and that wasn't somebody else. It was just me connecting with myself again.
Awesome.
So when a woman says she wants to take a break, I mean, it could mean, you know what, instead of cheating on you, let me just step away, you know, have my little fun and come back. It could mean that.
Exactly, most
but
definitely.
It very well may just mean she needs a moment. You know what I mean? Shit, I'm about to be 40. And when I say I need a break, I need a break. Like, give me a moment to myself. It has nothing to do with anybody else.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, again, it could, but then again, it could not.
So what's your advice to, and lastly, we'll close out with this one. What's your advice to men that they may hear that and say, oh my God, now she's going to go do her own thing and she wants her freedom. What do I do in the interim period? What's the best advice you would give for men that go through that, for them to still be attractive to their ex or their partner who's taking a break during this break period? What advice would you give them from a female's perspective?
Well, first thing first, don't ever allow it to get to the point where she needs to take a break.
Oh, that's heavy.
Yeah.
That's heavy.
That's the first thing, because if you don't allow it to get to that place, then that's not something you have to worry about.
Right.
That would be first and foremost. But if for whatever reason it happens and you end up having to take a break, you still need to be consistent and still treat the situation as if you're not on a break. Because if you fall back too much, then she might go from just having, needing a break and needing some space to possibly having the attention of somebody else.
Right.
So just be consistent. Continue to text the good morning. Continue to check on her. Continue to be present. You know what I mean? Or if there are things that you know you weren't doing, buying flowers, just paying attention to little things, start doing those things to make her want to say, you know what, I took a break, but, maybe I don't want to break anymore.
Okay, that leads me to a question I was going to ask. All right, so the question I have is, after a woman cheats, is there an ability for the man to come back and straighten it up and stop her from cheating?
Absolutely. Absolutely. People change if they want to change, for who they want to change for. You know what I mean? Like, I know you've heard the saying, like, you can be with somebody for 5 years and they never do the things that you asked them to do, and y'all break up. And the next person they doing everything that you asked them to do. So if the cheating happens and, during this break and you come back together, there's definitely it's got to be what you want, though. The effort has to be there. At the end of the day, it all starts with the effort, because, again, the breaks happen because a lot of times either there is no effort or something's missing. And when something's missing, then you go looking for it to fill that spot.
Let me ask you this question. This is a little bit more in-depth question. Is the woman able to come back after the man she cheated with had sex with her and touched her soul?
I'm sorry, okay.
So I think the question he's asking is.
So basically, if I cheat and whoever I cheated with, or whoever are you talking about on a break or cheating?
I'm talking about cheating in a relationship.
Okay, so if I cheat and the man that I cheated with, he just did something to me.
Yes.
You're saying, is it possible for me to come back to the person I'm with?
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because if I've been with a person and I deal with somebody that touched my soul, it's still never going to be on the same level. So there is a possibility. But again, it's got to be something that she wants. Because at the end of the day, we can have who we want. Y'all just have whatever's there. If that makes sense.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Women, we at the end of the day control it. We really do.
I totally agree wholeheartedly.
Okay.
Thank you for that amazing insight, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen. So
that's
as you can see, this is why Charlotte is my personal therapist. She is the one I've called for years. She's the one that has helped me to stay grounded, balanced in life. She is the sole reason why I am the man that I am today. Charlotte, we appreciate you, baby girl. So
Thank you.
let's do a recap on what we heard, right?
Okay.
So one thing that stood out to me the most is what our counterpart saying that if she changes a routine,
All three of them.
all three of them across the board
same
said if she changes her routine and she starts
Yeah.
doing things differently.
Yeah.
By large, when you study human behavior, you see that humans in general operate in patterns. And that's always something that stood out to me primarily was, okay, our patterns are different. Like, why you moving different? You know what I'm saying? So we've had our counterparts confirm that. Like, if your lady's moving different, dude, I apologize. I'm sorry. She might be sucking dick. I mean, let's not jump to conclusions, okay?
Depending upon which age she is, she might be sucking dick and eating pussy.
She just might. So
At the same time.
But you heard it from us first.
At the same time.
On this channel, we're going to give you the straight, real talk. She's probably sucking dick. We pray to God she's not letting them bust in her mouth. Because if she's letting them bust in her mouth, I don't know, brother. Yeah. What's another thing that we looked at, though? The woman said that we should be concerned about if the sex changes, right?
Yeah, the sex changes.
If the sex changes,
if she stopped doing what she normally does.
If she stops doing what she normally does, that's
Yes.
a big red flag.
Yeah.
I think that every man could say that probably if you're watching this video, like, well, damn, that's the first thing that kind of, pushed me to the point that maybe she is,
Yeah.
right? What's another one?
Friends.
Her friends. If she's hanging out with friends that she normally doesn't hang out with, she wants to go out. I'm going out with the girls. Another one was multiple hangouts during the week.
Yeah.
So this is some good stuff.
Yeah.
Multiple hangouts during the week. You just went out on Monday. Why you going again on Wednesday?
And this is why I hate being married.
Why do you say that?
I'm saying because now, like conversations like this, it's like I look at my wife. I'm comfortable within my marriage, but it's always like you hear something, and like you know what? Let me just look, and it's like okay, cool, straight.
Yeah.
Luckily, man, I ain't got no friends. But,
Yeah. So I think there was one more. One more was there's one more. So, and we also talked about just women taking breaks, right?
Yeah.
So if she wants to take a break, yes, more than likely she wants to cheat. And of course, I've been in relationships where girls have been like, she want a break, and I tell them, you want a break, then we're done. And they look at me like, well, no, I want a break. I don't do timeouts in relationships. I'm grown as hell. You know what I'm saying? If you want a timeout, a break to me is
I said go downstairs, nigga.
right. So a timeout and a break to me is you can go in the next room, I'll be in this room, or you can go stay at your mama's house for a night, whatever. But as far as us saying we're going to be on a break, you take time apart, I take time apart, no, because I'm going to go fuck somebody else. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want to do. You do what you want to do. Because outside of that, what else is there other for? Why would you need to break in the first place?
Yeah.
Because for you to say you want to break means that you want to have a break from having a committed relationship and being specifically locked into the union and the boundaries we've established. You want to get outside of the boundaries without being ridiculed or looked at as a cheater. Or like you've disrespected the union.
No, I
So-
do like what what's her name, Charlie?
Yeah, Charlotte.
I do like what she says as far as like I just need time for me because like being in a 20-year marriage, there are times where it's like you know what I'm just tired. I don't feel like doing anything. Like I don't feel like being a dad. I don't feel like being a husband.
Right.
But I'm not gonna leave the house. I'm still married.
Right.
So I do understand. I like what she said as far as that part. But again, yes, I'm still married and I'm still going to respect the bounds of our marriage. It's just that I'm tired right now.
But the beautiful thing that she said, though, number one was don't let it get to that point. Because if it gets to that point, the time for me break and being away from you, there may be a situation where not that she intended to meet with someone. She may just bump into someone on the break. And it just may be a friend or someone else could come in.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, you have to, like, the person that both parties have to understand and respect that we're still in this together. It's just that I got to get my shit right.
Right. So I get what I'm saying is this. Number one, acknowledging the fact that she said that you never wanted to get to a point to where it's a break, number one, right? Because if it gets to the point of a break, it doesn't matter how strong your union is, it could create a rift. If we're talking about a break in the stance of let's not be together for right now, right? And it's true. Some women might need that time. Some husbands might need that time. You see what I'm saying? And not saying that everyone that needs that time is a terrible person or everyone that needs that time is trying to leave the union, right? Some people need that break. And I think the very key point that we should look at is do not allow it to get to that point when you have great communication with your partner. And if you need a break, establishing, hey, early in your relationship saying, if you ever get exhausted with me, what are we gonna like? What's the best way for me to give you space? So that in your relationship, maybe you have those opportunities where those little pockets of space are allotted to your partner where you don't need to be completely away from the relationship. You know what I'm saying? These are some things to think about and things to converse with your potential partner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, but like, again, that doesn't work for everybody because, and I have to dive into mine. It's like, it's dealing with the things I have going on. It's sporadic. Like I deal with certain mental disorders, so
right.
it's sporadic,
right?
And that's why that doesn't work for everybody. But the communication is the key.
I mean, but speaking, we're talking about mental disorders. I dated a girl who, she was bipolar, right? She wasn't taking medication. Well, she was prescribed, but she wouldn't take it from time to time. She smoked weed instead. She self-medicated. So yeah, even in those instances, communication didn't even help. Like communicating, and she wouldn't really open up about what she needed to have that break.
Because you don't really know.
Right. So that's the thing. So it's like, this is important too. We'll close out with that. It's important to know the triggers for your partner, if they are bipolar, what level, what kind of medication they're on. And that's just a conversation you would have to have, and you would have to establish boundaries with your partner. So if someone is bipolar 1, bipolar 2, whatever level they are, figuring out what I'm saying is, regardless of what it is, figuring out what it is before it gets to the point of you saying, I want to leave this relationship and have a break.
Yeah, because
once you get to a break,
I don't care what kind of multiple disorder you got. I don't care who you all in your head. Don't go out and suck another nigga dick.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. On that break, she might suck a dick. It might be inadvertently, like Angel said, I accidentally, I didn't mean to. It wasn't intentional. So, but what she's saying is true. There may be sometimes you want to break, and she don't really intend to go sleep with nobody. But next thing you know, trip, fall, land on the dick. You never know. So
how do we let women get with that? Wait. No.
With that being said, we're going to touch it in the comment section below. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Controversy Lab. Let us know in the comment section what you think. What are 5 ways that you know or you've picked up on a partner cheating on you? What are 5 things that have been done to you by a partner that makes you, kind of weary about maybe she was cheating, maybe she wasn't cheating?
Or anonymously, what have you done?
Or honestly, if you're a female, you're a lady, what have you done? How do we bridge the gap between our men and our women coming together and creating a strong, beautiful relationship, strong, beautiful union into progressing to marriage? With that being said, thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe.
And check us out on all audios.
Why are you so far from the mic?
And check us out on all audios. I was drinking when you said that. Controversy out.